So guys, today is a little different. It's my birthday, and last year, around this exact time, I posted this. So before I go, I do want to give an amazingly huge thank you to each and every one of you. This time last year, I had 400 subscribers, and we're fixing to hit 100,000 subscribers within a year, which is insane to me. I cannot thank y'all enough. And here we are, an entire trip around the sun, right back here to tell you we, as a group, are now 270,000 strong. I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough. I get the nicest comments. I have the most awesome viewers. I am just in awe of every single one of you. I cannot thank you enough. Huge thanks to everybody that's gone to my Amazon wish list and gotten me things, all the tools that I need. Y'all are just amazing. But I just wanted to give a sincere thank you to everyone for letting me be able to turn this little chunk of my garage or my driveway or a little spot at my shop into a classroom to teach millions of people how to fix their own lawn equipment and hopefully give them the confidence to at least try to do it themselves. There is not a better feeling than in getting a comment where someone says, "Oh my gosh, I just did what you told me and my mower runs again," or "my chainsaw runs again," because I know they just saved a bunch of time, money, and frustration, and that makes me happy. And I could not do this without each and every single one of you watching, subscribing, and liking the videos. I sincerely cannot thank you enough. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you find yourself coming back time and time again, think about giving me a subscribe. That would be awesome. So I didn't want to leave you hanging on this special day. I did make a video this week that I was sort of, do I want to post it or not? But I've decided to go ahead and throw it together and post it for y'all. And at the end, I got a little blooper that you might not have seen yet. Yes, guys, I've got a sea of mowers right now. We're booming in the middle of the spring. And a couple months ago, I put out a video telling you what mowers to buy and stay away from at the big box stores. And gotta tell you, new information has come to light.
Man, I've got certain information, all right?
Now, when manufacturers change the design of something, I normally don't notice it or see it for at least 2 years after the mower starts being sold. One, because hopefully it didn't break down before those 2 years. And a lot of times I only see them if somebody hit a rock or lack of maintenance or something like that. Well, they're starting to pour in, guys, and I've got a new one that you need to stay away from. So here I have a Craftsman 2020 version T110 with a 17.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton on it. Yes, you are eventually going to have to change your camshaft, but hey, it's at a certain price point, right, guys? Then over here, I have what essentially looks like the same exact lawnmower, except it is a T100. It comes with a 11.5 horsepower Briggs and a 36-inch deck instead of the 42 like on the other one I've got over there. So essentially these tractors are almost identical except for the deck and the engine. Pretty much everything about them, from the seats to the transmission to the frame, is exactly the same. But there's huge differences in them, even though they're only $100 apart, that you're going to want to pay attention to. First off, this T100, they decided to completely change the spindle design on this one. What's that mean? That means they have a patent on a new design of shaft for your blade to attach to. Instead of the same 6-star that have gone on all the Stanley MTD stuff for years and years and years, they have a new one, and you can't get an aftermarket, so you're going to be paying big bucks. Now, they didn't do the same thing on the 110. That still got the star design, still has everything like it used to, so you're still going to be able to get the same blades for like 18 bucks a piece. But the new S-shaped blades that you're going to have to pay for your T100 that you skimped on that extra $100 are $28 a piece. You cannot get an aftermarket, and you will not see one for at least a couple more years. Now, what does that mean if you're going to have to get any kind of spindle parts or change out the entire spindle? Well, you can't just buy a shaft because they have a patent on that one, and you have to buy the entire assembly. On the T110, you can still get just the shaft if you blow your star out. But to tell you the truth, guys, I wouldn't buy either one of those. Let me tell you why. So let's get to the real point of all this: parts. Now, it has been this way forever whenever you're comparing the MTD Stanley parts compared to like the Husqvarna parts, but this blade thing, when I saw the price of this new S-shaped blade compared to the blades that I've been able to get aftermarket and sell to my customers for $17.99 a piece forever, and it really stuck me like I needed to tell you all about it. So first, let's just knock the easy one out here, spindles. If you're gonna have one of the Stanley MTD spindles, now all of these, this is the Husqvarna and this is the MTD, all of them have legs that are going to eventually break off. We don't see bearings go out that often. Here in Arkansas, we grow rock, so a lot of times it's got broken housings before it ever actually does anything to the bearing. But you're gonna pay $100 to $120 for an MTD spindle. The OEM Husqvarna spindle is only $47.99. And Husqvarna AYP actually upgraded their spindles in the last couple of years. I'll tell you about that in just a second. The MTD, yeah, it's got its little Zerk fitting here, but it's the same bearings that have been in every one of their spindles for the last 20 years, and they are sealed bearings. You're not going to do anything but grease your shaft, and that's not really doing anything. The Husqvarna, they actually did listen to everybody after all of our YouTube videos and complaining and comments. They finally changed it up. The bottom bearing is open. It's fully exposed where you can get grease in there. Thing about it is, you don't even have to grease them. They're so full of grease, it's going to last forever. I mean, as long as the spindle goes. If you take one of these apart, they're just compacted with grease. They also came with a spacer on the top of the top bearing now, so you don't have to worry about putting the spacer on before you put your pulley on. I've had tons of customers who made that mistake and destroyed their spindle the first time they used it by forgetting that spacer, so kudos to Husqvarna being way cheaper and upgraded. Now let's talk belts. So I've got the TC 136-inch lawn tractor up here, and to check this belt price outlook, it is $50.99. If we look at the T110, check that belt out, $50.99. Now those are OEM prices, but still, if we go over here to the Husqvarna, check out their belt price, it is only $42.99. So although it's not that much of a difference, it still is better in the long run. When it comes to pulleys, we've got the Husqvarna large idler pulley on the deck is only $24.99. We pop on over to the T110. Let's check these bad boys out. $42.99 a pulley. Ouch! And just to show you, the spindle assembly for that T100 is $112.99 with that special S shape on the bottom of it, and you cannot buy the shaft by itself. You have to buy the entire spindle if you blow your shaft out. So hopefully this will give you something to think about. I mean, if you have perfect grass, it's one thing. If you never hit anything, and you're probably going to go through bearings before you go through spindles, or you might never have any deck issues. But if you are in places like Arkansas where we grow rocks straight out of the ground, I have customers who buy multiple spindles a year because of all the rocks here. So I know this will save them some money. So that's it, guys. New information had come to light, and I wanted you all to know about it to hopefully save you some time, money, and frustration in the future. If you haven't found me on Facebook, find me at facebook.com/Chickanic. Find me on Instagram at TheRealChickanic, or find me at Chickanic.com, where you get your own t-shirts, hoodies, and long sleeve shirts. Thanks, guys, and have a great day. No fucking way.